Alright, hello everyone, we're back, and another Tour 10 guide for you guys that I have. And here you can see, grabbed an opponent, Porthello hole 9 again. Very challenging hole that you want to be very careful to never overestimate. And you just want to be very safe with the way that you go about doing this. Here you can see my opponent going over to the right. I have mentioned this in the past that especially if you don't put on a kingmaker or a dead ball, for example, royal ball, you could potentially short side yourself with the second shot. You'll be okay for at least, 2/3 of the wind, but, with that extra additional, let's say the case where it points 7 to 5 o'clock for your second shot, you're going to put a lot of pressure on yourself. Going that way. So what you're going to see me do as to how I play this is you'll see me do it with basically full Epoch 5 spin. So I play it very close to an Epoch 5. Similarly, you can do with 4. You would just have to add power to kind of mimic my shot. For me, I'm just going to play basically max ring adjustment spot up here and very little curl just to kind of offset the wind effect. Great ball as well. So the great ball might push me very close to the rough here, but you can see it just tops over. It's okay. And the farther you get it down here, the better. And when you don't have headwinds, it's going to really help your chances as to have a very good tee shot. And it looks like my opponent got a headwind. So this is exactly what I was mentioning as to what will put yourself at a very, very challenging situation when you go this way and get the headwind. You keep in mind, my opponent got very lucky. He got the smallest wind that he could get in Tour 10. Like, he couldn't have asked for a better wind. He only has a 6.4, which equates to roughly 8 miles per hour for Tour 10, which is, I'm pretty sure, the absolute lowest it can be. So this is kind of best case. Keep in mind, he did have room to drive farther, but you'd still be in the same boat. Very, very challenging to get there. And plus, you can't, you don't want to be risking every last bit of fairway either when you go about doing these shots. But here you can see kind of what I'll put myself at and, how I go about doing this. So with this one, I'm probably just going to focus on foam curl and maybe right about here. You guys did see last time I went with a landscape curl shot, keeping in mind that I can always kind of cheat the fairway a little bit and do this as kind of an iOS shot. And you can see it coming in, running just through towards the pin and right off the back of the green. But keep in mind that fairway is very undulated. You can get a very rough bounce and you just don't know how it's going to play out. It's going to be very situational with the way that you guys can go about doing it. So here you can see my opponent from the sand should be able to pitch it out, at least give itself a good run. Let's see how this looks. Coming in, coming in, coming in. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Right on the front. But what I recommend if you do come in from this angle, this is one of the worst greens in the entire. If you can keep it off the green, you should do so in all situations. So that's why you're just going to see me popping it up here. If you get in there close enough to where you can do that, I highly recommend that. It's a very hilly, bumpy, all over the place green. I'm looking at holes 8 and 9 as just kind of the worst of the craziest bounces that you can get. And, just something that you want to be a little cautious with. In any regard, good luck with that 9th hole. See you guys coming up for more revisions.